remains on his back. 93.
So the only thing I'm going to say about it is the only reason I didn't get up in 1 second is because I got the wind knocked out of me, and I would have got up immediately if that didn't happen.
But you finished the game.
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar with Jordy Hultberg. I am Tommy Kreisand here at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard, where it's a little tough weather outside, but Joe Burrow,
new fan favorite.
Everybody knew
Loves
he was
him.
tough. Everybody thought he was tough. That performance in the Fiesta Bowl, that dude's tough.
Almost threw for 400 yards, had 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, granted, but if his wide receiver hadn't slipped, we wouldn't be talking about that pick six, and he wouldn't have been on the front of every sports talk show and television show in the country. But he showed his resolve, and for the first time since, I think, the second year that Zach Mettenberger was the quarterback at LSU, it was the first time going into a new season that you actually know who your starting quarterback's going to be, and people feel good about it.
And, of course, the result of the New Year's Six game, LSU Tigers, not only was it their 10th win, but they're the Fiesta Bowl champs 2019. They'll put a big banner, a big sign up in the indoor facility. They are the 2019 Fiesta Bowl champions.
Here's my question. LSU came into the game ranked number 11th in the country. All right, so we know that whoever wins the national championship game is going to be 1, the loser's going to be 2, all right? So Notre Dame got beat, Oklahoma got beat, Ohio State at 5 wins, so they're going to be 3. Then after that, Georgia got beat, Central Florida got beat, Michigan got beat, Washington got beat. So now you've got Florida at 10 and LSU at 11. Where's LSU going to finish in the final
6,
poll?
7, or 8.
Do you put LSU ahead of Georgia because of the head-to-head?
I do.
I would.
So then you might have to put them behind Florida.
Yeah, then you got to put them behind. Exactly.
So you're going to use that.
I think they finished 7. And think about a team that was picked to win 6 or 7 games to finish 7th in the country. If I'm Ed Orgeron's agent, I'm getting a phone call. Go hit Joe Oliva up now. I want an extension and more money.
Well, and they were picked to come in 5th in the SEC West. And me and many people had never dreamed they'd win 10 games.
But not to burst anybody's bubble. Think about it. Yes, they beat Georgia, but they lost to Bama, Florida, and Texas A&M. So in those big games, 1 and 3. It just shows to show you how tough the SEC is.
Well, somebody told me, they said, well, 7 overtimes, they could have won that one. Well,
yeah, they could have.
Could have missed the field goal at Auburn at the buzzer and not won that one. So that's the way it goes.
The only game they laid an egg was Florida.
Yes.
They just weren't they just weren't ready to play. Bama's just better. Bama would have scored 150 on UCF.
Oh.
I mean, anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But schedule works right, and next year ought to be fun.
By the way, Texas won the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans last night. First road game for LSU, game 2
Let me
at
tell
Texas.
You, I know what we're doing, though. We're not sending a bulldog to Austin. We're bringing Mike the Tiger. So, Bevo, we're ready for you, baby. Turn Bevo loose against Mike the Tiger. What odds you giving on that? Who are you picking? Thank you.
Yeah, so anyway, a great end of the LSU season, go into the off season, finish off the recruiting class on Wednesday, February 6th.
Yeah.
It's just better going in with a win than last year, the loss to Notre Dame. Now it's a win. It's 10 wins on the year. As you said, Jordy, they're going to be ranked 6, 7, or 8. You got it 7. I'll go with 7.
Whatever. And that means next year they'll be up high.
They're going to be in the top 10 in the preseason polls next year.
It's all about recruiting. All that means something to those kids. So not so much this class of 2019 that they're going to close out with, but 2020 and beyond. So that's a good
we'll
thing.
have Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com on a little bit later in the program. We'll ask him that very question. What does that win do, and what does it do for going forward? Not just those 6 slots they got to fill in February, but 2020 and even on in to 2021. The rest of the bowl games, take them or leave them. Great crowd in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl last night.
Always.
Georgia fans, Texas fans traveled heavy. The local people supported it. Not as many LSU fans at the Fiesta Bowl.
That's a long hike, man. That's a
New
long
Year's Day
trip.
or whatever. So, but
and look, the NCAA ought to work out some kind of deal with airlines, with an airline, and give them sponsorship full sponsorship of these games and give the fans a break. Nobody knows where they're going to go until the end of, after the bowl, after the conference championship games. Then it's a quick turnaround, and these airlines aren't cutting any slack. So what do they expect people to do to get out to Phoenix?
Yeah, well,
work out a deal with an airline, give them sponsorships on television, and cut the fares, man.
Hotels in Phoenix were
Right? It doesn't. I mean, it's common sense.
Hotels in Phoenix were $400 a
Well, that's
night,
another
minimum
thing.
3-night stay.
Yeah, that's another
You
thing.
couldn't fly in and out or do the one-night thing.
Yeah.
You had to get 3 nights in most properties.
I'm hearing that the ticket prices for the national championship game are going to be cheaper than the Uber rides from San Francisco to Santa Clara. That's what I'm hearing.
No, and speaking of that, obviously Clemson, total mismatch with Notre Dame as I forecasted. Alabama gets
Or
it
you
done.
were on an island on that one.
Yeah, well, no great revelation. But Alabama gets it done next Monday night, January 7th. You got Alabama, you got Clemson.
Okay, let's dispel the rumors. So when Saban wins another national championship on Monday, he's not leaving Alabama to go take the Green Bay Packer job. He's just not going to do it unless they offer him $20 million. But that's a city-owned team, so they don't make enough money to pay $20 million to him.
Well, and then Bama will counter with $21 million.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's what you got. Also, Jordy, LSU basketball begins conference play next Tuesday night. Ironically, it's Alabama that comes to town.
I feel a lot better.
Johnson, the court out at Southern's named after him. Last time out the gate, Tigers beat UL Monroe. By the way, football and basketball both 10-3 right now as we speak.
Yeah, very well done.
Okay, so 10-3, Will Wade's team. SEC play starts at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center next Tuesday night, the 8th. Bama comes to town, always a good team, good athletes. I'm curious to see that one.
My bracketologist has LSU right here, right now, as a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. Not bad. Time to climb up we'll find out real soon. But the first 5 games in the league are against teams that aren't Tennessee, Kentucky, and Auburn. They're very winnable games, so you got to get out the gate in a hurry. You got to get this first win against Alabama and keep the momentum going. But 10-3, no real signature win yet this season. So conference time, now's the time.
Yeah, so there we go. Hey, before we go to break, don't forget we've got to remind you about scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Scoreboards, sports grill, and catering. Happy hours 4 to 7 Tuesday through Friday. Got the daily lunch specials, the express lunch special. Scoreboards, you look at it right there.
Look at that.
Chicken fettuccine on a Tuesday, red beans on a Wednesday, hamburger steak on Thursday, and of course the crawfish etouffee on Friday. Also, the boiled snow crabs, the boiled shrimp, we've eaten them on the set. You always see us talking about it. That's every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Boiled snow crabs, boiled shrimp,
They're good,
available on
really
Waiter. And don't forget Sunday, it's all day, all you can eat barbecue, all day tailgating on Sunday beginning at 11 a.m. Going to have NFL playoffs, college basketball galore, all at scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's a great way to keep up with things. And we have a programming announcement. We've been teasing it for you the last couple of weeks, but starting 2 weeks from tonight, on Wednesday, January 16, at 6 p.m. live, it'll be Overtime with Roman Banks, a closer look at Southern University sports. They'll go 1 hour, Coach Banks, different coaches and players from Southern University. Every Wednesday live here at Scoreboards at 6 o'clock, starting 2 weeks from tonight on the 16th, which also means Tigers Roar will move and go live at 8 p.m. So we have some steady crowd out here, and they just got to adjust their clock.
That may be past their bedtime.
Might be
That might be over.
But we'll go live at 8
Been nice
o'clock.
knowing y'all.
It'll be live at 8 o'clock, and they can come watch the first part of it. But that's all starting in 2 weeks, and all of that will be all over social media, on the Pelican page, the Scoreboards page as well. We're going to take a break on tonight's show. Got a lot of post-game comments from Coach Orgeron, Joe Burrow, Devin White, Rashard Lawrence, Cole Tracy, Justin Jefferson, Nick Brossette, Patrick Queen, Morrow. We got a lot of stuff for you.
Not being sarcastic, but Orgeron beat Saban. He beat him. Yeah, I think he broke 3 headsets. Saban only broke 1. Way to go, old baby.
See, you know.
Way to go.
I'm glad you brought that up. Coach,
Who pays
we
for that?
talked about this, it doesn't matter. We talked about this a couple months ago. He was quite stoic during the early part of the season, you know, just kind of. He's been animated in the A&M game, obviously, and in this game, and I think that's okay.
He needed that win. He wanted that win. He got that win. I sound like Jack Nicholson. You need me on that wall. He needed that win. He got that win.
Well, he got it. 10 wins, Fiesta Bowl champs.
What would the mood be here if they didn't? It'd be like the weather outside. It'd be awful.
Yeah, it'd be like that weather
It'd be
we're
awful.
looking at.
So they'll finish in the top 10. They'll be ranked preseason in the top 10 next year, and enthusiasm running amok for LSU football. Now, basketball needs to keep it going, and then baseball's like 45, 46 days away. Could be a great year.
45, I believe,
Could be
as
a
of today.
great
I thought
year.
I saw LSU baseball post something. Hey, one other thing to tell you about, it's posted on the Facebook page for school boards, but Debbie's Bridal Trunk Show the next 3 Mondays on Monday night. Come on out, see some wonderful clothing, bridal gowns, the whole bit. It's on. They got events posted on the Facebook page of scoreboards. Go check it out. We'll be splattering that out as well. Time to take a break. Come back. Let you hear from Coach Orgeron and some of these Tiger players after they win in the Fiesta Bowl. We're at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Appreciate you out there watching Tigers roar and spreading the roar. We're back after this pause. Stay with us.
Going golfing. Ooh. Off to golf.
You're picking that up.
Off to the range, honey.
Bye.
Oh, that was close. Glad you got the backup camera installed.
Yep.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Connect on social media, you know the drill there.
I'm looking at people eating food. I mean, I see burgers, I see fries, I see salads. Man, that looks good. Smells even better. And the salads are piled up like this.
More stuff coming out now. Yeah.
And I got nothing.
Where's your ball
Got
shrimp?
nothing. Hint.
Anyway, mate, we'll get to all that, but anyway, Fiesta Bowl champs, 10 wins. We got a lot of stuff being recapped for you here. Coach Orgeron, Joe Burrow, Devin White, Rashard Lawrence, all on a panel together after the game, talking about the business trip, as Coach O called it. Here now is some of those guys after the game.
First of all, I want to congratulate the guys to my right, our football team, our coaching staff. This is a tremendous year, and we came out west for a business trip. Also to enjoy it. Our guys are in curfew every night because of the leadership of these guys here. We had good practices, but you know what? I do want to compliment Central Florida. They had an excellent football team. They were well coached. What a heck of a football game. We're glad to be Fiesta Bowl champs. I want to thank the Fiesta Bowl people for their tremendous hospitality, tremendous facilities, one of the best bowls I've ever been to. And, invite us back. We plan to come on back.
We'll now open it for questions again. If you could raise your hand and identify yourself, we'll get a mic to you. We're going to start on the right side, 4th row.
James Moran with Tiger Rag. First for Ed and then for Joe. Just what were your thoughts on the hit in the first quarter after the interception? Do you think it was dirty or should have been a penalty? And just how about the way kind of Joe bounced back from that?
You asking me?
You and then Joe.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was targeting. It looked like targeting. I thought it should have been called targeting.
So the only thing I'm going to say about it is the only reason I didn't get up in 1 second is because I got the wind knocked out of me. And I would have got up immediately if that didn't happen.
To finish the game.
Question here in the left, 2nd row.
Coach Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Could you compare UCF to some of the other schools you faced this season?
No, they're very talented. I walked out. I was surprised by the size of their football team. Very well coached. It was a battle. They're a good football team, and I can see why they won 25 games in a row. Obviously, well coached, but today we were just a little bit better.
On the right here, 3rd row.
Jacques Doucet, WAFB TV. To coach and the players, you talked about blocking out the noise, and you always had another game to move on to. But now that the season's over, you played 8 ranked opponents. The schedule you played, you're going to win 10 games. You're going to finish in the top 10. You won the Fiesta Bowl. Just recapping, how does that feel to you?
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous feat to the season. I look at the players. I think of the leadership to the right of me here. I think of the great players we have, the great coaches we have, and the LSU tradition. We had a tradition to uphold. I think at the beginning of the season, all this stuff going out there, we blocked out the noise, but it galvanized our football team. I do believe when we look back at this season, we're going to look at some games, at the Florida game and the Texas A&M game, that we should have won. Out of circumstances in the Florida game, we should have controlled that. Circumstances we couldn't control the Texas A&M game, and we should have been 11-1 in some cases going into this football game. I think we're going to learn from that going next year.
Okay, we're going to stay on the left here.
Ed, how much guts do you think your team showed today?
A lot of guts. Grit. I mean, we talk about grit. Jack Marucci is a good friend of mine. We talk about grit all the time. Our guys have grit. They practice with grit. We block out the noise. You know, a lot of adversity. Look at the DBs that we didn't have in the game. Nobody made them blank. There was going to be no excuses. We're going to put 11 men on the field and we fight like tigers. These men to my right and the men in that room and our coaching staff has built something special at LSU.
Third row on the left.
Coach Eric Newman, Times Media Group. You have a kicker that breaks some great records. What can he teach the guys going forward for your team?
Say it again.
So what can he teach for your future kickers down the line?
Just kick the ball like Cole did. I'll show him the film, and we've got we signed an excellent kicker. I got to give Coach McMahon the credit. He did all the evaluation of Cole, and the first time I saw him kick, I was in camp. So we signed a good kicker. We like him. I think that we're going to continue to go on. But this guy's special. He has some special intangibles about himself. He's a winner. He's going to be a good NFL kicker for a long time.
Left first row.
Coach, I mean, before in the season, the expectations were you guys might win only 7 or 8 games. That's what the supposed experts said.
Yeah.
So what's the message you have after this season and going forward towards next season?
You really want to know? We share the comment in the locker room, and that's how I feel about it. But you know what? Here's the deal. People are going to talk. Let them talk the way they want. We blocked out the noise. Our guys overcame a lot of adversity. We came together. In camp, we thought we had a good football team. We knew we were going to beat Miami deep in our heart. We knew we were going to play well. Went to Auburn, we were a little bit behind. We fought. We played lights out against Georgia. We played some good football this year, and it's a tribute to our football team and our players.
On the right, second row.
Joe, after the hit, what was your mentality throughout those next couple of drives? And it just seems like you're a real motivated player. What were your kind of thoughts going into those drives after that hit?
Score touchdowns, complete passes. I didn't really think about the hit too much after I got up. Hurt for a second, and I got right up and went on to the next play.
On the left, far back riser.
I'd like all 3 players to talk about this and just maybe brag on your teammates a little bit. We can start with you, Joe. Back in the cameras, bud, to your left. Just the toughness. Dev, you talk about the hit. Devin says finish the game. Rashard, you guys had 6, I think, defensive linemen today. Just the toughness that this team had, the willingness to finish. I think you guys do, exemplify that. And how much is that expected of one another?
It's very important from leaders to exude toughness throughout the entire game, and it doesn't start during the season. It starts in the weight room in the off season. And if your best leaders aren't your best workers, then you're not going to be a very good football team.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, that's one of our strengths of our team is leaning on each other through tough times. We've been through a lot on and off the field, and it's pretty easy when you got brothers that you love playing with week in and week out to just lean on them. And we don't like to complain too much. It does get tough, but we have each other and keep on pushing.
Yeah, we just came in with the next man up mindset, especially for the defense, because we knew we was going to be missing a lot of key players. I told them it was a great opportunity to make a name for themselves, and I think a lot of people did that. And, we one team, one heartbeat, so we stick together through it all.
Front row here on the left.
Joe, could you just talk about the success of the underneath passing game? It was there all day. And then, Ed, if you could just comment a little bit more on the secondary, given the people that then were ejected in this game.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the game, they were kind of sitting on our short routes, so we had to start throwing it deep. And we hit a couple, and then we got them to back off, so that opened up the underneath game. And, we really had it clicking on all cylinders in the passing game today.
You think about Kerry Vinson, he lost his father the day before we got on the plane, and he came play for his father. You think about grit, you think about toughness that it took for that young man to get on that plane, come to practice every day and not blink. We lost one of our best players in Grant Delpit. Our guys stepped up, Todd Harris, John Battle, Jacoby Stevens, Manny Netherly's out there for the first time at corner. We lost it seemed like our 5th corner we lost. We put Manny in there, and he played very well. You talk about the next man up, 11 men on the field, and we fight like tigers, and they did it.
Coach O took his team out there with a goal in mind, and they accomplished it. Well done, right?
I'm sure they had, it was a business trip. I'm sure they had some fun afterwards because they didn't fly out till today. So they had the rest of yesterday to go out and do some fun things. So job well done. Nobody expected it. Nobody anticipated it. But now 10 wins. The question is, where do you go from here? And they'll start the process. They'll try and close out this recruiting class in the best of ways, get those 2 kids from a meet. We'll talk to Mike Scarborough about that. And then set their goals and sights. Schedule much more manageable next year than it was this year. This year was a gauntlet. Next year, yeah, you got A&M coming here. You've got Auburn coming here. Florida coming here. Finally, we don't have to go to Gainesville anymore. Finally, you got to go to Bama. You can go to the moon and play Bama, and I don't think the results are going to change.
Well, they open at home against Georgia Southern.
Yep.
And then next week at Texas.
Georgia Southern 110
I don't have the rest
games.
of it in my head.
Georgia Southern 110, Texas 110.
LSU
That was last
110.
year. LSU 110. Very well said.
Speaking of recruiting, we're going to shift it up a little bit here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, the very latest on recruiting and the effect of winning that bowl game and getting those 10 wins. What does that do for the 2019 class and going forward? Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, you're spreading the roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. We'll be right back from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers Roar from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard, open 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Connect on social media for all the specials and stop by real soon. Right now, as we do each and every week on the program, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com will join us. Mike, Happy New Year, good evening. Your reaction to the victory in the Fiesta Bowl?
Oh, it was a fantastic win. Look, you can try and downplay it because it was Central Florida and this and that, but look, you get 10 wins. You know what everybody thought the season was going to be in August. And for them to exceed it, to the tune of 2-3, even 4 more wins than most people thought in August, is amazing. So when the final polls come out, we'll see where they fall. But I think if you're Ed Orgeron on the staff, you take the 10 wins, you got a top 5 recruiting class, you're expected to finish out strong. It gives you a little extra giddy up in your step going into spring football, and another 2020 class is heading towards double-digit commitments. So I just think it's a real win for the program. And on top of it, for Ed Orgeron, look, there was a lot of thought that he would have his new contract extension before the early signing period, like early to mid-December. And of course, we were kind of talking out loud, wondering, well, what happens if they lose the bowl game? How does Oliva add another year or two to his contract? And would there be a pay raise or no pay increase? Because he's down to 3 years. You got to bump him up to either 4 or 5. Well, now does he, because of the 10 wins and winning a major New Year's Day bowl game and a ranking that you got to figure is going to be pretty darn nice.
Yeah.
When the final polls come out, does he get a new 5-year deal and an extra $250,000 a year, or how does that play out?
Oh, I think he's in. I think the chips are on his side on this one.
Yes.
I believe it. You talk about they want to close out. This recruiting class in February, but I think most of those players basically kind of already know in their mind where they're going to go. So this win is more effective for those in the class of 2020, I would believe. Is that accurate?
Yeah, because as far as doing my job, obviously we're paying attention to Lee and Sopsher, and,
right.
Byron Young talking about coming to visit. I think he is likely going to stick with Alabama, and you got a couple of Florida State commits saying they'll visit. But a lot of those kids is, going to be difficult. You got a defensive lineman from Florida State said he'll visit the second weekend. But but if he were to drop from Florida State, he probably would end up at Florida, Alabama. Some of this stuff we'll see how it plays out. It might be a little bit of drama here and there, but for the most part, the cake is baked. Other than is there maybe another corner? You got the kid from Daphne, Alabama. Williams is committed to Alabama. That could be possible. You still got Jay Ward out there. Devonta Lee, of course. Sopsher and his brother. So, we'll see. But yeah, 2020 is going to be the real focus going forward. They'll be scheduling junior days, boy from the boot, and all that stuff will be coming up shortly. And got some really good football players in 2020. We're not quite talking about 20 like we were 19 as far as having, over a half a dozen national, 100 or 250 or 300 caliber kids. But the more you look at it, the more you're thinking, once we go through some camps and combines and stuff like that, that the 20 class might not be far behind the 19 class as far as how good it is.
Is there a clear-cut top player in the state, or is there a handful that are vying for that for 2020?
Man, look, I really like the linemen. There's a real debate whether who's the better defensive lineman between Jaquelin Roy, who's already committed, and then Jacobian Guillory, the Alexandria Senior High School, we've seen a couple of times. He's absolutely fantastic. The Butte kid at Westgate is quick and with a step and movement and just and he's already committed. But I think he could be a corner at LSU. He's going to be a whale of an athlete. You got some people who see Trey Palmer way up there in the 19 class. You're looking at some of those wide receivers for 20, and I think like that position and your linemen for 20, if those guys were all moved up to the class of 19, I think some of these highly touted 19 kids would be further down the list.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah, so it's winning the game, like you said, helps going further down the road. And to work with 6 slots to fill if they want to fill all 6, or might they hold something for a graduate transfer or a JUCO kid, or will that pretty much be determined by February 6th?
Well, I'm another just kind of talking out loud on how they play the Sopser thing with his brother having an offer. You don't like the idea of letting a non-qualifier sign a national letter of intent, because that counts against your 25. If you can handle him the same way you did Justin Jefferson a few years ago, where you say, look, we want you, we're going to hold this spot for you. If you can go through what you need to get done academically, the extra course or whatever it needs to be taken, it'll be there for you. But we're not going to let you sign it, on signing day as a ceremonial type of thing, but it'll be there for you. So that way, if all of a sudden he doesn't get what he needs to get done, then you've got that scholarship there if there's a possible grad transfer that you have a position in need.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
And that's what the recruiting coordinator, all that, the staff will determine that. Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. Mike, LSU Hoops begins conference play next Tuesday. Both the football team and the basketball team are 10-3 as we speak. Basketball's record will change Tuesday when Alabama comes to town. Your thoughts going into conference play for Will Wade's team?
Well, it's would they be in a better spot had they won one of those non-conference games, whether it was Florida State or Houston?
Yeah.
If they just would have gotten one of those, now do they absolutely have to, start off like 7-1 in the league or something like that? And then if they don't, does that mean they have to make a nice run in the SEC tournament in order to meet the NCAA tournament expectations that everybody had?
And of course,
but I guess this is where you would think that they would have been, but one of those 2 losses there, particularly if you watch those games.
If they're one game above 500 when the league is all said and done, they're a shoo-in for the tournament. Shoo-in.
In league play?
In league play.
One above 500 league play.
In league play, yeah.
And we said that'll start next Tuesday night.
9-7 gets them in.
And 45 days from now, baseball starts. So Paul Maneri's team be trotting out there before.
Wait a minute, did baseball practice start in a week?
I think 2 weeks, I believe. I'll double check that.
It's close. It's close.
Mike, tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com. You guys are 365 days a year with great info. Tell everybody what's happening and how they can subscribe today.
Yeah, we've got the position grades up. Had a nice report card, position by position breakdown of the Fiesta Bowl. I put out some bullet points last night of what I'd like to see in 2019 for the LSU football team as far as improving and and maybe getting to that next elite level and competing with Alabama, what needs to happen. And got an analysis from the game, and plus lots of recruiting. Of course, you got the All-Star games this week. And so we'll be watching to see some of these LSU signees play in the Under Armour and in the game in San Antonio, both later this week.
Come on, you teased me now. Just give me one of those things you'd like to see in 2019, as you said, for LSU to accomplish what they need to accomplish. Give me one.
Let's say I put 12 bullet points together, most of them are on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so what are we going to see with the wide receivers coach? Who is that going to be?
Oh, going to be a change?
So you really want to see Jamar Chase and Terrace Marshall, move up to the next level. We've seen flashes of Chase all season long, Marshall as well. Chase had some nice receptions in the Fiesta Bowl, but a lot of it too is offensive line. And are we going to get an answer on Ed Ingram's legal situation at some point in the coming months, which will make that Coach Craig's job a lot easier if you can get a guy like that. And you kind of get a little scuttlebutt of what's going on with that and how far it goes back. And boy, you just wonder if how that's going to play out in Texas.
All right, that's a good snippet. Thank you.
TigerBait.com. Mike, Happy New Year again. Thank you so much.
All right, Happy New Year. Talk soon.
Take care, buddy.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough with good information. I check out his website on a frequent basis. We're going to take a break, come back. We got some more comments from Coach O and the guys after the win in the Fiesta Bowl. Some more players to come a little bit later than that, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Tigers Roar. We're at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard, where they got so many specials, the boiled snow crabs, the boiled shrimp, and bread pudding.
Oh, yeah.
I had lunch today with Roman Banks here. Of course, his TV show starts in 2 weeks.
He ate the bread pudding?
It's true story. He said he got the small salad so he could get the bread pudding. He didn't go with the big salad. He highly recommends it. And, of course, you can come out here and meet Coach Banks starting on Wednesday the 16th with overtime with Roman Banks live at 6 p.m. each and every Wednesday here at Scoreboards. We're back with more of LSU after the Fiesta Bowl. Stay with us on Tigers Roar.
Taste the feeling.
Oh, great party.
Oh, thanks for coming, guys.
You better get that car warmed up.
I'm on it.
I don't miss those days.
Yeah, we just had a remote start installed.
Oh, us too.
Nice.
It's gonna be nice and toasty.
Why don't we have one of those?
We're fine. Okay, I can't feel my fingers.
I bet everyone else can.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar here at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Did you have a good New Year's Eve celebration?
Very quiet, very low-key, just the way I like it.
A lot of people I talked to, very low-key, quiet, stay at home.
Weather's been nasty.
Weather was bad. A lot of people don't want to do the drink and driving thing. That's understandable. No. Many people, including me, asleep before midnight. I heard a few fireworks, but I was asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah. Hey, we got some more comments from Coach Orgeron and the players that sat down with the media after the win in the Fiesta Bowl. Here's some more LSU after the game for you.
Second row on the right.
Coach, and I guess the defensive players, did y'all do anything unorthodox at all to kind of cover up those holes in the secondary?
You know, Dave had a great game plan. He worked tirelessly. So did our defensive staff and all of our players. This was a great challenge. We blitzed a lot today. We got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We played some cover two when we need to. He mixed up the coverages. I thought he did a tremendous job calling the game.
Yeah, I feel like we did some new stuff. Big man over there finally got to the ball, to the quarterback, so that was new. You know, he had 2 sacks in the game. He won defensive MVP, well-deserved. And, you know, it all started with him up front because he the leader on that D-line. And when he plays well, the whole D-line, really the whole defense plays well. So it started with him. That was something new. He came with it today.
Front row on the right.
Coach, you know, you complimented this UCF team saying you could see why they won 25 games. Do you think the committee did them a disservice by not inviting them to the playoffs and giving them the opportunity to play for a title? And then to the players, do you guys think this was one of the more physical games you guys played this season?
You know, that's not for me to decide. I worry about my team and what we do, so I have no comment on that. But I will say I want to compliment them. I think they're an excellent football team.
As far as physicality, their offense, you know, it was mainly speed, want to get to the outside. It really wasn't a trench game. So, I mean, I don't really, you know, think they could play in the SEC week in and week out with the style of play they play with.
Yeah, they were a big speed team. They got to the edge a couple times on us. Earlier in the game, they did try to go inside a couple times, and we kind of shut them down. So we got some of the best athletes in the country, you know, on the outside. So once we shut the run down and made them go outside, it kind of played into our hands.
Look, they're a hell of a team, but as far as a physical game, we play in the SEC every week. So I've played more physical games than that, for sure.
Front row on the left.
Ed, to hold this team to 250 yards of offense, can you kind of put that into perspective, please?
You know, just again, Coach Aranda, the whole staff had a great plan, but you're looking to the right when you got Devin White and you got Rashard Lawrence and you got the type of players we have. I think that they executed the game plan. We had a month to prepare. I I thought overall it was a great job by our coaching staff and a great job by our players. The difference tonight was the pressure on the quarterback. We had more pressure on the quarterback than we had all year. And I thought our guys, that made the difference in the whole game.
Third row on the right.
Richard, can you just speak to your game today? I mean, just what was working and how did it feel to have that kind of performance and end the year like this?
Well, it was good. The last month and, toward the back end of the season, I've really been working on my pass rush and just trying to have a good get-off, working with Coach O and Coach Johnson day in and day out on conditioning and being able to go. So today, they kind of got me isolated with some one-on-one situations, and I took advantage of it.
On the riser, on the left.
Joe, could you comment on Jamar Chase's game and his progression throughout the year? Maybe, Ed, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the receiver as well.
Yeah, so all of those young receivers got a lot better throughout this bowl practice and throughout the season. I haven't seen a group of young receivers as advanced as those guys in my times in college. And, those guys have a ways to go, and they're really good right now. So they're going to be special next year. Him, Terrace, Jets, those guys are going to be special.
Far left here, front row.
Tyler Drake, 98.7 FM, Arizona Sports. Coach, what can you say about your quarterback's play over the course of the year and especially in this bowl game?
Yeah, I'm glad we went to Mike Anderson's. They liked the crawfish. I mean, I think that's what got him there. And but we've been proud of Joe and the way he plays. He's smart. I thought tonight Steve Ensminger did a great job of calling the plays. The receivers did a good job. Joe's an excellent quarterback. We believe in him. And he's got excellent leadership skills. He's come to practice every day, works every day. He's exactly what we feel like an LSU quarterback ought to be.
I'm going to stay here on the left, very front row.
Devin, you were talking about what it meant to you to play in this game and why you wanted to play. How would you encapsulate, the fact that what did the game mean to you? I guess that's the best way to put it.
This game meant the world to me, because it was the next game up. As I said, multiple times. These my brothers, and I love playing with them. I tell everybody every time I talk how much I love Louisiana. I grew up watching the LSU Tigers, and anytime I got a chance to put on this purple and gold jersey, I'm all for it. And I'm just so happy we got the victory. A 10-win season. That's a great way to start the New Year's off.
Second row on the left.
Coach Greg Moore, Arizona Republic, you spoke earlier about whether UCF should have been invited to a playoff. I'm curious your thoughts about whether the playoff ought to expand to 8 teams.
Yeah. I said before, that's not for me to decide. I know this, we're very close to getting into this year, a game or two away. And I'm going to let other people decide that. And if they do expand and they invite us, we're going. And but other than that, we're going to work to get in the top 4. And I need to say something, too. I didn't say it about our season. Our athletic director, Joe Oliva, has been excellent to us. They've given us everything we wanted, all the tools I asked for. We had more analysts this year. I think our analysts made a decisive difference in our preparation this year. And Joe has been behind that. He's been behind us, giving us everything we want. He's been supported by a football player. And I think he's an excellent athletic director.
This will be our last question. Third row on the right.
To Coach and to Joe, Joe had a lot on his plate coming here a couple of months before the year and everything. How much momentum is the passing game picking up going into the offseason? And a year from now, with him here,
It looked like the passing game we wanted. And again, we had 30 days to get ready. Joe was on the money. We have some tremendous receivers. We want to run a spread offense, create space, put the ball in our playmakers' hands. I think I graded the passing game tonight an A+, and exactly what we wanted, exactly what I've always dreamed about our passing game being at LSU.
So the passing game always starts with the protection, and tonight those guys did a hell of a job, and they played their asses off for me. And it gives us a lot of momentum going into next year. I think we're going to be really special. We can do some great things as long as we keep our feet on the gas pedal and keep working.
Always nice to meet with the media after a dub,
win.
after the dub, as they keep calling it. Everybody calling it the dub, huh?
Yeah.
So good stuff right there. We got more player reaction, including Cole Tracy. Hard to put a value on what he did for this team. Going to leave with LSU records, NCAA records. This guy, remember in years past, and I know other schools have experienced the same thing. When a team lines up for a field goal, you go, okay, let's get this thing between those posts. With Cole Tracy, it's like, okay, you're surprised if he misses.
Here's another aspect. We take for granted the snapper, the snapper of the year in college football. Just ask Georgia what a snapper means to them. You saw that play with the punter when he took the knee to get it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a momentum shifter. They lost 50 yards of real estate because of that. So if this were the NFL, that general manager would be the manager of the year for the free agent acquisition of Cole Tracy. That's how valuable. They don't win 10 games without him.
No,
they win 7 or 8 without the 2 acquisitions. The quarterback and the kicker.
And that number might be high.
That might be high.
Might be high. Anyway, we're going to take a break, come back with some more of the LSU players for you. In fact, when we come back, we'll let you hear from Cole Tracy, who we just spoke of. You're watching Tigers Roar from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Connect on social media with both Pelican Broadcasting and Scoreboards, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're back after this pause. You are watching Tigers Roar.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-383-8177, 800-383-8177.
The Accord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Accord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Accord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website, visionsource-br.com. The Accord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Can't think about that.
Jody, we were talking about Cole Tracy,
Yep.
and I like Coach Orgeron's comments earlier. He said he's going to tell the next kicker, just be like Cole.
Clutch, huh?
Yeah.
Clutch.
And, you know, special
Man.
teams sometimes doesn't get
It's
the
automatic.
attention that it needs.
Right.
But believe me, them coaches, they
They
knew,
get the-
hey, and them teammates,
You know-
teammates knew if Cole's running out there, this is probably good.
They get the attention when it goes in a negative direction, negative way. Now you just take it for granted. He's going to be missed and missed sorely, and there's a lot of pressure on whoever has to fill those shoes, more so than I can remember in a long time.
Well, we got a couple of players for you, a little rapid fire here, but we're going to start with Cole Tracy, the unbelievable place kicker. Had 4 field goals in the Fiesta Bowl. Going to leave his mark in the LSU record books as well as the NCAA record books. Here's Tiger place kicker Cole Tracy.
Are you aware of all these 2 records coming into the game? And did you think you had a chance? I mean, 4 field goals is a lot. Didn't you get a chance to?
Yeah. To be honest, I won't lie to you. I mean, I was aware of it. Just being a kicker, it's kind of one thing that you follow. But to be honest, I didn't think that it would happen. I'm very fortunate and happy that it did. But I mean, coming into the game, my mindset was you gotta win the game, however you do it. And I mean, I'm just so thrilled. This is a great team win and an excellent Fiesta Bowl victory.
What was your first field goal you ever made in college?
First one?
Yeah.
I missed my first one. Yeah. Coach McGonigal up in New England would be laughing once he sees this. But yeah, it was a 33-yarder on the right hash, pushed it right, and then my next field goal was a short one at LIU post, and I ended up going 6 for 6 that game. So. Yeah, that's.
After that miss, could you ever imagine being here as the?
No, I remember running off the field and he was just dogging me out, just absolutely screaming at me, and I kind of put on a smile and was like, my first field goal, it's gonna be okay. But I mean, this has been an excellent journey, and I'm very fortunate to be here.
What was the realization like as it went through the uprights, both the record tire and the record breaker, I guess?
Just don't miss.
Yeah.
But I mean, once it went through, obviously just turned to Josh, and all the specialists were aware of it. So it was just an awesome moment and something that I'll really cherish and hold on to forever.
Was there more nerves for the tire or for the breaker?
I wouldn't say nerves. To be honest, I don't get too nervous. We had to hold off. We were in a TV timeout, and I remember turning to the ref and was like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "We're in a TV timeout." So I ended up having to redo my steps and all that like 3 times. But I said that I was thinking that's probably longest ice I've ever had was before that kick.
Cole, to be a one-year wonder, is your only regret, that you couldn't be here longer?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I've just now really been embedded into this family, and I'm very sad and jealous for the guys that get to be here longer. But I mean, the LSU family has opened their arms and brought me right in, and I mean, I'm a Tiger for life.
Tiger for life, quite a story.
What a representative! My goodness gracious! Now go coach him up. They need to make a spot. If he doesn't make some NFL team, bring him back. Kicking coach.
He's a Tiger for life. He said it right there. That's it. Also a guy who we're going to hear from next, Justin Jefferson. A lot of people high on this guy.
Best Jefferson LSU's had out of 3 of them.
And coming on, and a lot of talent.
Drop that.
Drop
the punt and. But other than that, it was a great game.
Yeah, but he's been coming on, and big things are going to be expected out of him next year.
Yes.
He's going to be one of the go-to guys. Here's LSU Tiger Justin Jefferson.
Today for the passing game, just what went right for you guys in that facet?
All week we've been, going over plays to try to get us the ball and try to get us in,
good coverage, good one-on-one coverage. So, we're just going out there really just executing what we are taught to do, really.
After Joe got hit, his numbers were phenomenal. I think 4 touchdowns, 360 yards. What happened after that play, the pick six where he gets hit, for the offense where everything just started firing on all cylinders?
Well, Joe don't like throwing picks. So when Joe get mad, he get into it. So, he just wanted to go out there and just, he felt the pick was his fault. So he just wanted to go back and give our team, the points back.
Did you see him get hit on that?
Oh yeah, I seen him get hit. It was a big hit, but Joe is a tough guy, so he just got right up. He was down for a second, but he still continued playing throughout the game.
Were you concerned that he would not be able to come back?
We have faith in Miles too, so whatever quarterback is in, we're gonna make it work.
What did you guys say to each other as a team after he got hit?
We just need to settle down, get focused, and really just do our job and execute what we needed to do. And we did what we had to do.
How rewarding does it feel as a group of receivers to go out and have the type of game you guys did to end the year?
Great. I feel like our whole receiver group has been playing well the whole year. So just finishing off with this type of performance, it was a great ending for us.
At what point did you guys realize you were going to really have more success putting the ball in the air and then moving the ball that way?
I think the first touchdown I had, we telling Joe, look, we can beat him on a one-on-one coverage. So just look our way if you see the one-on-one coverage, and that's what we did, and we made plays off of it.
So during the game, Greedy Williams tweeted that y'all had too much talent, y'all needed to air the ball out a little bit. What do you think about that?
Greedy, no. We've been practicing all year with him, and he see us in practice, catching balls and going off. So, he just really just trying to give us what we want.
Did y'all feel extra pressure knowing how many people were missing on the defense that obviously need to perform?
The key thing is, next man up. So, if somebody is not there, then the next guy in that position steps up. And that's our whole little thing.
A lot will be expected out of him next year.
They bring back everybody in the wide receiver group. Remember last year everybody was gone.
Right.
And all these newcomers, who's going to be the wide receivers? And Steve Ensminger said it's the strength of our team. Now we'll see what kind of, I think the light went off with Jamar Chase. I really do. I think, so we'll see what happens with Marshall and some of the other guys, but I think they got some talent there.
As of today, I still think the wide receiver portion of the offensive unit is the strength. Now, when John Emery gets here, maybe, another year for Clyde Edwards, maybe that strengthens up a little bit. Quarterback's got to be considered a strength, because as you said earlier, we know who started against Georgia Southern.
Right. Well,
on August 31st.
What they need is an offensive line that doesn't get hurt, that has continuity, that's big and strong and does their job, because you give a quarterback time and that wide receiver group, they're going to get open and you're going to have a good passing game.
Lloyd Cushenberry played every game at center. I want to say every snap. I could be wrong with that. That was the anchor of the offensive line.
Question.
And he comes back.
Yes.
And he makes calls on the line. Key position, former Dutchtown Griffin under Coach Benny Saya. So we'll see how that develops as well.
They got to get Sadiq Charles' head. He's got to get better. I think he lost some confidence.
Another guy who won't be back became the 13th LSU Tiger to get 1,000 yards rushing.
How good is
in
that
the
story?
Season.
What a story.
The story of waiting your turn.
Yeah.
You got some other guys ahead of you on the old depth chart, on the grease board, in the office
They're all
wall.
making big dollars.
Yeah, and then he got his chance, and he finishes with 1,000+ yards.
Yeah. He was terrific in the bowl game.
Ran hard, not the fastest guy in the building, but did the job that was asked of him to the best of his ability. Here's the Tiger, the 13th ever to rush for 1,000 yards, Nick Brissett.
Second half, I got in my groove and everything, and Coach E just kept feeding me the ball and believing in me, and I just went down there and we just went down there and we marched the ball and tried to score.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you see the hit on Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I did see that. I was on the opposite side of the field. It was crazy.
What did you guys say to each other after that play?
Nah, I ain't said nothing to him. I knew he was gonna get up. Joe is a soldier, so he's our commander, and I'm proud of him. This whole year, he had an amazing season.
Did you guys kind of rally behind each other after a play like that? Like, kind of have to take it to the next level?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we wasn't taking care of the little things, and we got back to the basics. You know, we was a little rusty, and after that, we just started making plays.
Do you think that passing the ball so successfully helped open up the run for you guys later?
Yeah, it definitely did. You know, they was bringing the extra guy in the box. You know, they was running that safety in there, and you know, after Joe was just dropping them downs, you know, they had to spread out, and they just gave me more run lanes.
Coach talked about the chip on the shoulder you guys had after Texas A&M. So how good does today feel to end the year?
That feels great. You know, we finished with a big exclamation point. You know, it's crazy. You know, this season just went by so fast, and we just out here enjoying it, and we just want to enjoy this one.
Yeah, personally for you, how does this feel? Has it sunk in yet? Are you excited, a little bit sad? What are your emotions like right now?
I'm excited right now. The sadness didn't hit me yet. It's crazy. This is my last game at LSU. I finally got what I wanted. I got it. I got that 1,000. So you know, it's an unbelievable feeling right now.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the 1,000 yards? Is that something that a goal for you that you've been working towards, or did it really come as a surprise this season as you got more play?
Nah, it was one of my goals. I wanted to get that, and you know, I just had to believe in myself and to play with a lot of confidence, and I feel like I did that throughout the year. And I was really just playing my game out there and having fun with my guys.
A lot's been talked about with the defense that LSU put on the field in the Fiesta Bowl. Next man up, somebody, you got to put 11 guys out there. Yep. There were a lot of injuries and not playing going in, and then you get 2 guys ejected. Right. And you made a point that I was unaware of. Delpit will have to sit out the first half of the Georgia Southern game.
That's what I was made aware of.
But
yep.
One of the guys who stepped up, linebacker Patrick Queen. We heard a lot about this guy when he came in, and he was one of the ones, Divinity, and these other guys that were just so, hey, we got to put 11 out there on defense. Yeah. Get out there and do it.
Get out and play. Here's your chance.
And were they perfect? No. But did they do the job? Yes.
Yes.
Here's Tiger linebacker Patrick Queen.
Knew when it was time to perform, that we just had to come with everything we had.
Yeah, and you know, what does it say about this team that after the adversity of that first half, losing a couple of guys to ejections, to come back and pull away from a team that had a 25-game winning streak?
It's just listen, everybody know we nothing to play with, you know. We prepared, you know. Give credit to them; they had a great game as well. But we capitalized on our opportunities, and that's what made the difference.
What's the highlight of the night for you?
The highlight, Coach O holding up the trophy. I'm happy for him. Great guy, great coach. Very proud of him.
And what do you enjoy most about playing for Dave and playing for Coach F?
It's just a lot of freedom, you know. Like, it's not a whole lot of tight, like weighing down on us. It's just like, this is what we got, this is what we're gonna play. Let's go play it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Did you see the hit on Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I saw it. I think, in my opinion, I don't like the targeting call. I think it should be cut down a little bit, but at that point, it's a quarterback. He's defenseless. He's not looking, so I feel like it was targeting.
Did that fire you guys up?
Yeah, a lot. Joe, after that hit, turned into another person. So I just figured like that lighted a torch for us.
What did you guys say to each other after that?
We just said, like, hey, let's go. We got y'all. So y'all put up points. We gonna get the stops, and let's go get the win.
Where did you guys feel like you had the most success on defense? Was it blitzing and really getting after Mac and making him pressured?
Yeah, the game plan was to go after him, just make him bring his eyes down so he won't be able to throw over all the field. So, you know, we just came in, blitzed a lot, got them up.
How much help did you guys get from that line up front, especially from Rashard Lawrence?
There's a lot of help. Coach O explained to us that we was going to have to control the line of scrimmage. You know, that's where it's going to start off at. Everything else will take care of itself. So we just focused on taking care of the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Coach Joe said you guys had a chip on your shoulder after the Texas A&M game. How good does today feel to put this kind of win in to end the year?
It's a good way to end the year, just to get the taste out of our mouth from Texas A&M game and going to the new year looking forward to better things.
Thanks, man. Congrats.
So Greedy Williams was tweeting a little bit, kind of play calling for you guys. What does it mean to you that DBU has such a strong connection that even though he's moved on, he still cares about you guys and how this game went?
It means a lot, you know. We understand for him, we feel for him in his position. So seeing the support back from him, it means the whole world.
Going to break.
You know what they say? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Look what happened to you.
Presto.
The
boiled shrimp
We need
sausage, some
plates,
corn.
yeah. Can I have a
And let me tell you, they do it South Louisiana style.
Spicy. Good stuff. Hey, that's every Wednesday, Thursday,
Yes,
Friday,
indeed.
Saturday. Boiled snow crabs, boiled shrimp, the corn, the sausage, the potatoes.
Fabulous.
The whole bit on there right here for you at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Sean Payton, head coach of those New Orleans Saints.
Yes,
We got a little
indeed.
playoff bracket
Number one
for you.
seed, baby.
New Orleans Saints, the number one seed. They're going to kick
Home
their
in the
feet
dome.
up next weekend, heal up a few bumps and bruises. Their opponent, not yet known, but we'll know it after this coming weekend of the divisional round of the NFL.
Who do you want them to play? Seahawks, Cowboys, Bears?
Seahawks.
I want the Cowboys. One more
Yeah,
time,
I got to
baby.
take care of
One more
the Cowboys.
time.
So we'll take a break, come back with a little Sean Payton, a little New Orleans Saints for you. We're in Baton Rouge with Lafayette and New Orleans. Saints coming your way after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Gotta have one.
There you
Gotta have
go.
one.
Boom.
Gotta have one. Gotta have one. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. So good.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
The Accord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Accord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Accord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment 225-767-EYES and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
Look at those boiled shrimp, the corn, the sausage.
I'm getting the shake. I
Mr.
want it so
Holberg's gonna
bad.
eat it, and
I
while
want it
he's
so
eating,
bad.
you're going to get Sean Payton, head coach of the 13-3 New Orleans Saints.
Just watch, look at the film. It's not, we could spin it any way we want to. We didn't play well. So we can put our own little stamp on this and say, well, listen, it starts with me, and we'll get the corrections made. But we didn't play well. Credit Carolina. They came ready to play. He played a lot. He's been playing a lot this season. You know, we'll look at the tape, and he had some pressures in the second half, but a little too late.
What did you make of Teddy's start?
Listen, I thought, well, the plan was to play him most of the game, and I thought he did a good job. I thought the one interception was a play he'd like to have back, but he did a good job. He had a great week of practice. It wasn't good. Wasn't good. We didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. We didn't tackle well. Holding the receivers. Pick something, you know. You can run fits weren't good. So disappointed. Hey, it starts with, that's our job though. That's the business we're in. That's the business we're in, right? You can't just turn it on and off and decide when you want to on your terms. It's not like that. This game never has been and never will be. And so I'll keep you posted. All right, listen, it was from the get-go, it was obvious, you know, and so you take that personally as a coach, and you know, it's disappointing. We played poorly. We played poorly.
What about the offensive line?
What about it?
How do you feel like
We got a couple new guys in there starting. We'll look at the tape, and I thought we got some things going in the second half, but it's too hard to make an evaluation on all 5 guys 20 minutes after the game. Right? Look, he's got so many other more significant, you know, things that are going to happen in his career, and yet he's a fantastic player for us, and it was good to see him, you know, get a milestone like that, and yet for him, it's always about winning, though, you know, and so I don't know how old the record was. You know, I had a year to coach Joe Horn, and he was a good player for us in 06, but I'm happy for Mike.
Was it important to you to try to find him opportunities to get to that record?
Well, look, what do you need? 24 yards coming in. So I don't want to downplay the significance of the record, but his career and what he does and our, you know, the team stuff, I think is so much more important than, you know, what was a record on, you know, a lot of losses.
Would he have stayed in that long if that record wasn't out there?
Well, you only can put 9 or 7 inactives. He probably would have been at halftime, so, you know. It's different. It's different. Look, we've been in this situation multiple times, 06, 09. I don't like losing games, period. You know, it's like that's a game you don't get back, and that's for those players, for me as a coach, our staff, it is what it is, you know. So thought he ran well. Thought he ran well. It was good. It's good to see him going. Yeah, obviously a lot of adversity, and you know, in a pinch, you know, we had two new guys playing. I wouldn't begin to start with the. We don't ever discuss injuries, so I think it's good. Listen, Ed, it is what it is. You know, we didn't play well, and you're upset about it. So you don't come in here and say it's going to be a great learning. There's nothing about it that's good. You know, it's disappointing, and I told the players the same thing. You can try to spin this how you want. You could try to however you want, all right, but that'll hurt you in the end. You know, so there's some things we gotta coaches and players, all of us.
Did some damage.
Saints, baby,
Ball
Saints.
Shrimp.
Yes.
Got that every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the daily lunch specials, the barbecue, all-day tailgating on a Sunday.
2 wins, and it's Super Bowl. 2 wins.
2 wins for those Saints.
That's all they
and
need.
both in the New Orleans Superdome.
All they need.
Right?
Yes,
so
indeed.
they will be at home, no weather issues, all that good stuff. They'll know their opponent next week. Don't forget, basketball starts next Tuesday, conference play. And again, we wish everybody a happy new year. Hope 2019 is a great year for you, your family, your business. And we want you, if you haven't been in school boards yet, check it out. Open Tuesday through Sunday at 11 a.m. Connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Connect with Pelican Broadcasting as well on all 3. And you'll keep up with everything at your fingertips on the social media drill. I want to thank Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com, for joining us a little bit earlier. And Mr. Holberg, let's hope 2019 is a good one for you.
Let's make it good for everybody. We wish everybody health and happiness. That's the key.
2 weeks from tonight on the 16th, overtime with Roman Banks at 6 p.m. Tigers Roar live at 8 p.m. here at Scoreboard. You're invited out for both. That will do it. All right, we appreciate you spreading the roar and being part of it. Appreciate the folks coming out in the bad weather tonight. Jordy Holberg, Tommy Christ, and Tigers Roar. Talk to you again soon.
Taste the feeling.